taken their team photo. This is their starting lineup. Benjamin Williams, of course, in goal. He'll be in front. In front of him will be Shaquille Dyer, Andre Dice, Mark Miller, Romario McPherson, Siobhan James, Dwayne Smith, Nicoy Christian, Shakeen Powell, Fabian McCarthy, and Atafroy Bygrave. Of course, they're coached by Harold Thomas, and this is how they line up, Chris.
Yeah, 100%. It seems to be a 4-2-3-1 formation for Dunbeholden, and like I said, they're going to need everything. They're going to need that defensive line to be astute, to be a wall. They're going to need that vision from Nicoy Christian, who is capable of sending those forward, and Atavoy Bragrave certainly the one to put those balls into the back of the net. So they're going to need all of that.
As far as Mount Pleasant is concerned, Akil Clark is in goal, Adele Ritchie, Liston James, Kevin Lane, Devontae Campbell, the young man, the 17-year-old, Kevon Isaacs, Alwyn Harvey, Daniel Green, Jordan Fletcher, Kesslon Hall, and Sule McCullough back in the starting lineup for this Mount Pleasant team.
Good to see Sule McCullough back in the lineup. One person that jumps out at me is the man Devontae Campbell, the number 7, a young 17-year-old. He has been at Mount Pleasant since he's 13 years old. So he's looking to make an impact. A very skillful player, speedy player. But Jordan Fletcher will work that ball on the right, can cut in. Well, on the left, can cut in on his right, and do have some good curling shots in him. But they'll be looking to get 3 points here.
Welcome back to the UEJFF Captain Horace Burrell Centre of Excellence as the Jamaica Premier League continues with the final round of matches. In the first round, Dunbeholden against Mount Pleasant.
Of course, 3 teams in playoff position are on 15 points. And Mount Pleasant are one of those teams, Donald. So we'll be looking to get 3 points in this one.
On the way here. And the Dunbeholden with a kickoff, of course, in their traditional colours this afternoon, and almost losing the ball in a dangerous area. Mount Pleasant capitalising or trying to capitalise. A draw for Dunbeholden, of course, would not be good enough if Harbourview, they beat Arnett Gans a little bit later on. Of course, the Stars of the East will be hoping for just that at least.
I mean, they have everything to play for, Donald. Everything to play for, Stars of the East Harbourview.
Harold Thomas, of course, head coach of this Dunbeholden unit, an experienced manager. So too Wally Downs, who brings his expertise from the United Kingdom. And was with Brentford for a few years, Wally Downs.
I believe he coached West Ham at one point. He coached Bournemouth, I think, as well. So Wally Downs does have that pedigree, and bringing him to this St. Anne based team, really, he has started to have some identity.
Mount Pleasant on it. It's Devontae Campbell with it now. Looking for the give and go, gets it back, stabs it across, and the header is wide of the mark. Couldn't quite control the direction on that one. I think that was Sule McCullough inside the box there that got the header off.
What a return it would be for Sule McCullough if he did get that goal. Very good layoff. And Devontae Campbell, the youngster, just getting involved in this game so far. A very good short pass from him. As you said, 2 of them all to play for.
Isaac's running forward with the ball, and the flag goes up for offside against Kesslon Hall. Big forward for Hall, who would have made his name at the schoolboy football level in Jamaica as well, Kesslon Hall. Dunbeholden under so much pressure to try and get out their own defensive third. Mark Miller got there first but couldn't get by McCullough, who puts it into touch.
They're under immense pressure. Dunbeholden, they just need to keep their composure. The reason why they're under so much pressure, Donald, is that they're giving away the ball too easily. Their passes are very wayward, so it is easy for Mount Pleasant to intercept. So they're going to have to just get their bearings together if they want to collect 3 points. And interesting enough, if they do collect the 3 points, Donald, for now, they will go ahead of Tivoli Gardens into second place, because Tivoli are on 16 points. So they would have 17 points in second place. And if Tivoli lose, they will get that automatic qualifying spot. So, like I said, both teams with a victory would go into second place, and they have all to play for, because I would think they would want to have that first round bye and prepare themselves for the semi-finals, whoever makes it there.
Late challenge there on Jordan Fletcher.
Such a menace, Jordan Fletcher, formerly of Cornwall College. As I said, did help them to win that DaCosta Cup title. Cornwall. He's a very, very skillful player, Jordan Fletcher.
Mount Pleasant again. Devontae Campbell on the ball. Ball sent inside, and it's too far in front of Campbell from McCullough.
Would have really want to latch on to that 17-year-old Campbell. Sure, he would have made something out of it. But Dunbeholden really have to be careful. They need to put something together to trouble the defense of Mount Pleasant, not troubling them so far, and Mount Pleasant have been just a thorn in the side of Dunbeholden. The passes have been effective.
Ball played through, chance for Dunbeholden, a couple of players arriving inside the box, and in the end decided to go directly towards goal.
They wanted to get that goal early, Dunbeholden, but their first real attack so far in the game is the first shot on target. So again, Keslan Hall needs to time his run with these defenders, and if they're smart, they will allow him to just get behind them all day and get those offside calls. But they do have to be careful, Dunbeholden. They need to just settle themselves if they want to get 3 points. If they lose and Harborview manages to get that all-important victory, then they're out of the playoffs. So they really have to be careful, and they have not had the best of results against Mount Pleasant. Out of the last 5 games, they've only won 1 of them. By my math, that's 25% win rate and a 75% lose rate. So they'll be looking to turn that fortune around, Donald.
Really warm conditions here. I almost got the feeling that both teams may have started a little bit conservatively, but not Mount Pleasant. They're trying to close the spaces and force Dunbeholden to play quicker, which they're trying to do. Nicole Christian picks it up deep, finds. Oh, couldn't do a lot with it, Dwayne Smith. Lost it out. Here's Alwyn Harvey finding Jordan Fletcher. Fletcher has some space to work with as Harvey goes wide. The defender in his trail dinks it out. And Fletcher back to McCullough. Harvey. Kevon Isaacs can shoot from distance. Decides to play it inside to Devontae Campbell. Campbell couldn't quite find the delivery inside the area. And Dunbeholden will look to get out of their own defensive third once more.
Just allowing Mount Pleasant to press, find the open man, find the spaces in between to send those passes. Dunbeholden really needs to cut down those spaces and open up Mount Pleasant if they do want to get a goal in this one. But they're just allowing Mount Pleasant to get into the game.
Harvey, Fletcher, Green, too far in front of Campbell, who was making that run. The apology comes from Green, and Campbell accepts it.
I think they're not entirely reading those runs from Devontae Campbell, so that's why it's so difficult to give him those through balls. So have to just time it, and communication is key in order for him to get those defense splitting passes.
Christian was looking for the charge and it didn't go in his favor, so Campbell will run wide, try to beat his mark, and does well. Heads to the byline. Devontae Campbell stabs it across, and it's hacked out. It's played outside the box, and then the shot coming in was blocked. It was Liston James who was charging in there with the effort, and it's going to be a throw into Mount Pleasant. Still a couple of players down for Dunbeholden, and they'll get some attention now. Also a player down for Mount Pleasant, that's Campbell. And the McPherson will also get some attention for Dunbeholden. But yeah, though, that was a burst of speed to get by his marker there, Campbell. And yeah, there was a bit of a late challenge on him, or there was a coming together at the very least. And Campbell coming off worse for Weir there.
Yeah, I did talk about them needing to time his run properly. They did, and they had an opportunity. So they would need to time his runs on the right, because that's, I'm guessing, where he's situated for now. He's been there for most of the game, and that's where he's going to apply his straight in that right midfield position. So they do need to get his runs properly. We did hear about this 17-year-old Devontae Campbell, a very speedy, skillful player, and he showed that he's able to manage that speed. You're fast, yes, but how are you able to manage your speed to get by defenders? And he did so very well. But the towering figure of Dice was there to just put a foot in and clear that one out. But that was an opportunity for Mount Pleasant. Again, you see the reason why a lot of players were down.
Throwing for Mount Pleasant. Down to 10 players for the moment. Delivered inside over the head of Hall. And Dunbeholden will try to come away with it. This is Mark Miller now. Pressured by McCullough. Miller goes long. The first touch wasn't the best, was it?
No, not at all. That's one of the reasons why they've not been able to get up on the front foot. Dunbeholden. Shaman James will have to do better than that. If they want to get something out of this game, this is the last game of the season for both teams, and they would want to...
Well, they're hoping it's not.
Well, they're hoping it's not. But in terms of
the first round,
this is their last game of the first round.
That's a lovely turn from Nicoy Christian, looking for that additional yard of space. Lovely ball through, and Dunbeholden take the lead. And again, that's what Christian can do. Mark Miller again finding the space, and what a finish from the midfielder once more. He knows how to make those runs inside the box. And Mount Pleasant, with the majority of the possession, they are now behind. Dunbeholden ahead by a goal to nil.
I did talk about Nicoy Christian's vision. And as you said, that is what he can do. Very good turn from Christian to get by his defender. And we need to talk about the run from Mark Miller. That was a very good run from Mark Miller. Saw that Nicoy Christian was going to send that ball forward, and Mark Miller just got it to space and just tucked it away. That was a very good finish, but a very good pass from Nicoy Christian. That's his third assist of the season. 1-0 to Dunbeholden.
You know, he's previously from Waterhouse, Mark Miller, and that's his third goal this season. He has never scored more than one goal in previous seasons, Mark Miller, and that's number 3 for him. And it's also the third assist for Nicoy Christian. These two have quite a partnership. Almost reminds me of one Brady and Gronk.
They won last night too, with that connection against the Dallas Cowboys.
But
So-
yeah, those two, they really can link up. Miller, and here he's on the ball, finding Christian, well, almost. And now Mount Pleasant has it all to do. And there's a late challenge there on Ian Isaacs. And found himself in some difficulty there, Andre Dice. He'll be fine, yep.
Yeah. I just think that Dice sometimes is a little bit slight when it comes to tackles. You use your head and you can get by Dice pretty quickly, but that is what you need for Dunbeholden. When they're most dangerous, Mark Miller and Nicoy Christian links up so well. So Mount Pleasant now chasing the game, and they wouldn't want to make any mistakes anymore. They did, and they're now down 1-0.
Alwyn Harvey has the wind behind him, but this is some way out.
Not
This is
impossible.
about 40 yards out.
Not impossible.
Fletcher is also behind it, but I think Harvey's the one that has eyes for it. Let's see what happens here. The 3-man wall has been set up, and it is Harvey that goes goalwards. Oh, what a hit! What an amazing hit from Alwyn Harvey! Oh, he struck that so very well, and he will never hit a better one than that from the top draw at Mount Pleasant level.
I did say it was not impossible, Donald. I did say it was not impossible. What a magnificent strike from Alwyn Harvey. That was beautifully done. Beautifully done. What he did was that the height of the ball got away from Williams, and that's what made it difficult. But I did say you cannot make the impossible possible. Alwyn Harvey, what a strike, take a bow.
The only disappointment is that it will go down as an own goal. That's the only disappointment, because it came off the bar and back off the keeper, and then it went across the line. So he won't get credit for it, despite the fact that 99% of the fact that Mount Pleasant are on level terms is because of that strike. But what a hit.
Oh gosh, we've seen some goals this season, but my lord, what a strike from Alwyn Harvey. I was thinking that he would be the one to take it because of him being right-footed, and he rifled that one in. But the fourth official has confirmed that
It won't be.
Alwyn
It won't be.
Harvey. But what a strike that was, Donald. Jeez.
Well, unless the ball, when it bounced, it had crossed the line, but I don't think so.
I don't think it crossed in. It was in the front. It was at the front of the line. So I don't think it would have counted as a goal for Alwyn.
And it did come off the keeper. So
Yeah.
I think that's it. But what a hit.
Oh,
what,
jeez.
what a hit.
Oh my word. You can't put anything out of reach with these players.
We have seen some fantastic free kicks
Oh,
this season.
jeez. But that one takes the cake. Take the whole cake.
Well, it looked good. It really did look good, but again, I don't think Harvey will get the credit.
Yeah, I think what made it the own goal is, as I said, the direction it was traveling in, because it hit the front part of the bars. We see it again.
But
Boom,
it bounced,
hits,
yeah, well off the line, and it came off the keeper.
It came
It's
off
going to
the
be an own
keeper,
goal.
Williams.
Yeah.
Came off the head of the keeper, Williams. So it should be counted as an own goal. But it's the direction that it traveled, and bouncing in front of the keeper. The keeper was unaware. The speed and the direction it traveled really got away from the keeper, and I think that's what made it so magnificent, and that's the reason why it is 1-1 between Dunbeholden and Mount Pleasant. I did say that Dunbeholden would need to keep their shape. Dunbeholden would want to lead from the front foot. Mount Pleasant should not allow them to get their momentum or keep their momentum. And that strike, oh, that strike, I tell you, I'm still lost for words for that.
Consider it unfortunate. Harold Thomas, he would consider it to be unfortunate, and the fact that his team is now back on level terms with Mount Pleasant.
Just need to keep cool heads.
Yeah, but this is going to be an interesting game.
This is what we're in for. What an exciting 17 to 18 minutes we've had so far, Donald.
Ball sent out wide. And, trying to get on the end of that one was Liston James advancing from right back. Oh, he plucked that out of the ear neatly, did Daniel Green. Now looking for an outlet. Harvey has it. Was a little bit lackadaisical on the ball, and Christian will try and run away from him and eventually evades a challenge and a second and try to go by a third, but there was some harassment in there according to referee Dua, and it's a free kick to Dunbeholden.
And I think that's the, well, not think, that was the strength that Nicoy Christian showed that sent the ball to Mark Miller, and that was the first goal of the game. So
Dunbeholden with a delivery inside, twisting and turning. Was there a late challenge there? The referee will point to the spot. Penalty to Dunbeholden. I believe that he actually did point to the spot.
Is it a penalty?
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
Challenge coming in inside the box was late, as we see the delivery that's inside here. The first touch wasn't the best, and yeah, the challenge
Tripped him up inside the 18.
Glenn Smith was tripped up.
He turned, and I'm not sure why he committed like that.
Kevon Isaacs.
Kevon Isaacs committed. Just close down the space. Don't try to clip him, and that's cost them now an opportunity for Dunbeholden to go 2-1 up.
Atafoy Bygrave is behind this one. 2 goals to his name so far this season, and he's seeking to convert from 12 yards to give Dunbeholden the lead once more in this one. Was there any doubt? We've seen him score from just inside the halfway line, and there was hardly any doubt from 12 yards. Mount Pleasant, they retake the lead in the 21st minute. It's 2-1.
Yeah.
Or Dunbeholden rather retake the lead in the 21st minute. It is 2-1 to them.
Yeah, it is 2-1, and that was not a good challenge from Kevon Isaacs. As I said, all he needed to do was close down the space, but that was a very well taken penalty. Sent the keeper the wrong way, and the Mount Pleasant players will be ruining that tackle, but I've seen him score very good goals, as we see the indication of the first water break of this game. Trust me, they need it.
They need to cool down a little bit, but yeah, 3 goals to his name so far this season for Bygrave, and he would have plied his trade in the ABFA Premier League in Antigua. Scored some 7 goals in 11 matches. I played with Triumph and Grenades before returning to Jamaica, where he would have plied his trade for the likes of Almond Woodford and Cavalier Atafoy Bygrave, but he's making his name with Dunbeholden now, and they're seeking to make a push into the playoffs of the Jamaica Premier League, powered by Digicel. They lead by 2 goals to 0, and Mount Pleasant again, they have to respond, and another meeting, another coming together, another cooling down operation required for the players, because it has been a scorcher of a game.
Yeah, it has been exciting I did talk about it was an exciting 17-18 minutes. The first 23 minutes has been phenomenal. End-to-end action. Mount Pleasant, I would think, has gotten most of the possession, but Dunbeholden has made their attack count. That's the most important thing. They've made it count. So as it stands, Dunbeholden, as I said before, because Tivoli Gardens are on 16 points and Dunbeholden was on 14 before this game, this win would push them into second place. Of course, you know that Tivoli Gardens has yet to play their final game of round number 1. But if they do keep this shape, if Tivoli Gardens do lose, that is an automatic bye to the semi-finals for Dunbeholden. We've not seen that from them at all since they've been promoted to the Premier League 3 years ago. So it would be a huge improvement for Dunbeholden if they do get that second spot. So we know that, of course, Waterhouse has that spot with the 19 points that they've acquired. But what a season it would be for Dunbeholden if they do get that second spot.
Not surprising with the type of football they have been playing since they've advanced to the Premier League. And it's just a matter of hard work paying off, but they have a lot more hard work to do. This is a quality Mount Pleasant team. I don't think we've seen the last goal in this one.
If this is any indication what we're seeing for the next 60 plus minutes, I'm excited.
Oh, looking for the run. That wasn't the best ball at all to Jordan Fletcher. Lane is all right, the defender. Green. McCullough. Dunbeholden, give them credit, they're holding their own against this Mount Pleasant team.
They're a fighting team, Dunbeholden.
Fletcher. Hall, Isaacs. Isaacs. Isaacs with a cracker! Oh my word! That's his pedigree, and that's first class. Give him space, and he will destroy. What a hit! What a strike! And it's 2-2.
I think the reason why Wally Downs is back his turn to the camera is because I don't think he wants to show that level of emotion. What a strike that was from Kevon Isaacs. He has made up what he did at the other end, committing that foul and giving Dunbeholden that 2-1 lead. What a strike that was. Oh my word, this is a great game so far. Some great end-to-end action, and there you go. That's the reason. Look at that strike. Oh my word, that was fantastic. My gosh, what a game we have on our hands, Donald.
Probably the best game of the league this season. And both teams are going at it. They know what is at stake.
Boy, see some good link-up plays from Dunbeholden. Goals from the top draw from Mount Pleasant.
But why give him that space though?
No,
We've
can't.
seen it before from Kevon Isaacs.
And you've said it, that Kevon Isaacs can strike it from distance. So you need to close down the space, which Dunbeholden hasn't done. And that's the reason why Kevon Isaacs let it fly. And boy, did it fly into the back of the net. That was fantastic from Kevon Isaacs. And what he did, which is what I'm impressed with, saw the pocket of space and then had a burst of speed, almost as if the goal that Lamar Walker scored for Portmore United against UA at this very same area, the UA Mona Bowl, just down there. But that was a very good strike. He used his speed, his snapshot speed, got open, and then bang with the right foot. both teams, as you see, based on the goals, not really been settling because they're giving the opponents some space. Donald.
They have the majority of the possession, mind you. Mount Pleasant at 59%.
Oh gosh.
So it's not surprised the score line.
Well, they do say in the song, Donald, it's Friday night and the feeling's right. But my word, what a game we have on our hands. Did hear an interview and somebody said that they don't think that there will be a 7-goal thriller again in the first round. That theory might be debunked in this game.
Yeah, they only need 3 goals, right? And it's still very much a thriller.
Oh, it is. If you're scoring goals like that.
It's a great advert for the Premier League, I should say, though.
Oh, they need to put, Sportsmatch needs to put that in the montage. I seriously do think they need to do that. That was a brilliant strike.
And our producers, they have some task to come up with the top 10 goals of this season.
It should be no question that goal from Kevon Isaac should be in the top 10. That's a very good strike. But good awareness from Kevon Isaacs to see the opening, though. Very good awareness.
McCarthy.
Walk up.
Let's take a look at it again. Fantastic hit.
Picture perfect. That was the Sioux celebration from Kevon Isaacs.
I'm sure he's looking forward to tomorrow as well.
Oh yeah. I think a lot of people are looking forward to tomorrow.
What a game though. 50 minutes remaining. 2-2 Dunbeholden and Mount Pleasant. And dare I say, we expect more.
This is an open game, Donald. Both teams just passing the ball around, and actually when you look at the connection between defense to attack, both teams have done it actually pretty well, passing from the defense to attack or midfield. But a lot of slight passes from both teams have caused them to be open, and that's why I say this is an open game. I mean,
you know, and I don't think the coaches would necessarily appreciate the fact that it's so open.
right.
But as spectators,
This would be fantastic for spectators to be here, obviously, due to the times that we're in. But I can tell you, a crowd was here, they'd be ecstatic in those strikes that we've seen so far from Mount Pleasant. We wanted some excitement in the final game of the season for these two teams, and we're getting it. The excitement is there, the drama is there. We have a penalty. Fantastic strikes from Mount Pleasant. Good link-up play from Dunbeholden. Nicoy Christian, that man that was on the ball, a player to watch. And why he's a player to watch.
long ball that's caught by Cole Clark. Dunbeholden on the charge once more. Sent across the area. And should be a goal kick.
Actually, this is the first game, Donald, that Dunbeholden has scored 2 goals against Mount Pleasant. So the only game they won by a goal to nil in that one. They've never scored more than 1 goal against Mount Pleasant in a game. That says something about them just trying to get those 3 points. But as it stands, Dunbeholden would go to 15 points. And of course, momentarily, Mount Pleasant would be in second because they have a better goal difference than Tivoli Gardens, I believe. No, it would be 0 goal difference 3. So them and Tivoli would be on the same amount of points, but Tivoli would have a better goal difference, +3, while they have 0. So they can take that to the first round, Mount Pleasant. But I don't think both teams want that drawn result. I think both teams are looking for 3 points.
Chance for Dunbeholden inside the area, the shot or the pass across the area. And I think it was just over his head. And, couldn't quite get over it. It was a wonderful ball from James. And the diving header from Miller again inside the box.
Yeah.
Who tried to get on the end of it. I think there were actually 2 Dunbeholden players on the back post. But James, yeah, it was Miller, and Dwayne Smith was behind him as well. Probably Smith had a better chance, who knows, to get a proper header on that one. But Miller went for it and couldn't quite get there.
I think that if there was some communication between these two, between Miller and Smith, they would have had a better chance, because Smith was in a better position based on how Miller was running, the direction he was running in. He would not have connected with that one properly. I think Smith was in a better position in terms of he was steady in terms of his positioning inside that 6-yard box. I think he would have had a better chance to put that one on target. But Dunbeholden with a chance.
James looking to thread that one through. Big chance! The save is made! And the follow-up is put away by Jordan Fletcher. Dunbeholden, they were looking for the offside. The flag did not go up. And the poacher that he is, Fletcher, was there right in front of the goal line to tuck it away. And with that, Mount Pleasant, they lead by 3 goals to 2 coming from behind.
And I think that Wally Downs will be happy with the fact that he has put on Devontae Campbell as that starting 17-year-old. He did a lot in that one. You know, the ball sent to him, went forward, and then now Kesselon Hall with a very good run. We've talked about how he's able to run his off-the-ball movement. But what a good play by Chevron James to Kesselon Hall, and then, you know, that was parried out to Jordan Fletcher. I think it's an own goal.
It may have been an own goal, you know.
I think it's an own goal.
Because he came sliding in. Yeah. Whether there was a deflection of Fletcher and it went into the goal, we'd probably have to look at it again.
Yeah, and it's Dice, actually Andre Dice. That was the man with the sliding challenge. And that collision with Jordan Fletcher, I mean, Jordan Fletcher is not any soft play. He's a very tough fellow. So to have that 50-50 clash with Jordan Fletcher, I think that really put him off Andre Dice, and that has caused Dunbeholden, who did go ahead twice, are now behind by 3 goals to 2.
Well, it's a 5-game thriller, 5-goal thriller, I should say, between these two teams, and just trying to confirm if Fletcher was the one who got the touch there. This should tell it. Yep. Last touch of Fletcher.
Yeah. Just a ricochet off the boot.
Yep. He wouldn't care less.
I don't think he cares at all. Mount Pleasant are now 1 point behind Waterhouse. Of course, the round 1 would have been done and dusted after these 10 games, but they're on 18 points. They, as I said, did not start particularly well, Donald, but now in a position to have that second round bye, or that first round bye. His second goal of the season, Jordan Fletcher.
Was our player to watch, and we spoke about the finishing, we spoke about the fact that Coach Wally Downs wanted his team to improve in that aspect, but we've seen this before. He was dominant at the schoolboy football level for Cornwall College, Jordan Fletcher, and no surprise that he has turned the poacher for this team, despite the fact that he has played out wide with Keslan Hall playing in a more central position for Mount Pleasant. But yeah, on the score sheet, just his second this season, and he would want to improve. But Dice doesn't look as if he's 100%. But knowing him, he would want to continue.
Yeah. You know, just trying to walk it off Andre Dice. But Dunbeholden is just basically opening themselves up. They have to keep their defensive shape, Dunbeholden. They don't want to play too open and give Mount Pleasant any more look-ins. And maybe try to score one before the halftime whistle blows.
So free kick to Dunbeholden, just inside the circle. Dwayne Smith. Good defending there. Hall couldn't keep it. Christian lost it as well. McCarthy picks it up. There's a whistle on the player. A Mount Pleasant player is down.
Might be Alwyn Harvey. That's down.
Yeah,
yeah, it is him.
Not sure what happened there off the ball.
I think it was Nicoy Christian trying to thread that ball through, and I think it was just a ricochet, and the ball might have hit him in the face. So I think that's the reason why he's down on the field. And we heard it from here, that ricochet, so it must have been pretty painful one. Dice is back on the field. We talk about Jordan Fletcher being a tough fella. Dice is rock as well.
So this is what happened?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so it was a deflection that went right into the face of Alwyn Harvey. Knew little about it.
Yeah.
And when Daniel Green was the one who was trying to make the clearance.
Yeah, and I think when you're not expecting it and the ball hits you in the face, that's when it's most painful. When you're not expecting it,
So as it stands, they would have switched position. Mount Pleasant, a point behind Woodhouse. If the result remains the same, Dunbeholden would be in a dicey 6th spot.
Dicey. Were you trying to do a play on words, seeing as though there's a player named Andre Dice on the field?
Who can tell?
You're a clever fellow.
Dunbeholden in the attacking third now. They have the options available. Miller looking to play that one inside the area. And the clearance, not a convincing one, but Harvey will pick it up as he tries to find an outlet. And couldn't find one on the left-hand side.
Just not getting that all-important pass in the final third.
Christian Campbell picking it up in his own half. Working with James. Isaacs and Harvey together. Harvey. And Isaacs threading it to James once more. Devontae Campbell, James overlapping. Campbell and James again. Too far in front of Campbell on that occasion. And Dyer comes away with it.
Devontae Campbell's off the ball movements have been very telling.
He adds another dimension.
Yeah.
Harvey. Green. Oh, wonderful turn from Daniel Green. Has quality, that young man. Would have been a part of the national team a couple of years ago. Actually scored a goal in a friendly. Called up by Theodore Whitmore. And,
Daniel Green, an unsung hero for Mount Pleasant. A very skillful player.
Yep, he would have played 90 minutes against Grenada in a friendly And actually scored the opening goal after 12 minutes in a 5-1 win. Of course, formerly of Harbourview, and here he is on the ball, Green, looking for an outlet in Devontae Campbell, but it was a ball that was shallow. Didn't quite reach the 17-year-old, although he goes back to try and battle, loses the battle as he goes to the turf, and Dunbeholden looking to make that transition now. Ball dinked over on the right-hand side, and McCullough was in the way.
Easily taken now by Sule McCullough.
Was there a handball there? They were calling for it, Mount Pleasant. Hall trying to hold up the play, and wasn't the pass he was looking for as Christian gets it back. Can Dane Turn get the equalizer now? Oh, it was just behind Christian, that ball from Dwayne Smith. Christian was a little bit frustrated, and Mount Pleasant will come away with it now through Isaacs. Isaacs looking for some more off the ball movement, and he was forced to play it back. Harvey lost it, and now the late challenge coming in from McCullough. Free kick to Dunbeholden.
I think it was a late challenge from Harvey. That was the reason for that free kick, and it was because based on where the free kick was set.
Chance here for Smith, couldn't get by his marker, and now here is Devontae Campbell. Hall is making a run out wide, and Hall can't quite get there, the former Happy Grove player. The player would have made his mark out in the east in the schoolboy football competitions at the Costa Cup. Keslan Hall. Miller. Siobhan James. James. Lovely scoop. And the shot is buried. But the flag has gone up for offside. There was also an appeal for a handled ball there inside the box as well. But obviously that was ignored, but the flag went up for offside. And I tell you what, I think it was close.
Yeah, Mount Pleasant can breathe a sigh of relief. I did say Dunbeholden would want another goal to go into the halftime leveled with Mount Pleasant. But Mount Pleasant can count their lucky stars. They're still ahead by 3-2. We're approaching 45 minutes.
Yep, just 3 minutes to be added on for stoppages.
Not a lot of stoppages.
There was, of course, a water break. There were a couple of injuries as well. Oh, nice turn from Daniel Green. And he'll get a free kick in a dangerous spot. And based on previous efforts, it is a dangerous spot.
It is. The previous effort was 35 yards out where they did score the first goal. So now it's in a even closer position and probably more dangerous than before.
Not sure why Dice is involved in the situation.
Not sure why. Well, yeah, there was a connect between him and Daniel Green after the challenge was made.
Well, McCullough is just there to make up numbers, I believe, because Harvey's going to do this again.
He does score this one. I can tell you.
Yeah, he'd want to actually put his name on the score sheet, Halloween Harvey.
Yeah.
But who knows, it could be McCullough because it is closer. Probably needs a little bit more guile. So McCullough is there, Harvey's there. The three-man wall is set up just inside the D. The keeper is ready, trying to make the best of this one.
Yeah.
McCullough leaves it for Harvey. Harvey again over the top.
This time couldn't convert Harvey. It was 6 yards closer than the first goal that Mount Pleasant scored. Now Wayne would have wanted to rightfully put his name on the score sheet for Mount Pleasant.
You know what hurts as well with the free kick?
What's that?
It's not even a registered shot on target. Because it did come off the
It did
crossbar.
come off the crossbar. So he really felt undone. So he would have wanted to actually at least put that one on target, man. But
Yeah.
so
So, Christian looking for that additional yard of space. Oh, that's a lovely challenge from Harvey.
Harvey has been everywhere in this
He
game.
has been. So too Jordan Fletcher as he runs away from one challenge and seeks the perfect ball to Daniel Green, who takes it in his stride. Green on the edge of the box, goes down again, probably a little bit too easily for my liking. And again, another glorious opportunity for Mount Pleasant to extend their lead in this one. And well, another chance gone.
Mount Pleasant are feeling it in this game versus Dunbeholden.
Well, that's all she wrote for the first half, and it's been a long paragraph. 5 goals in this one. We're looking at a thriller so far, and Mount Pleasant, they have come from behind to lead by 3 goals to 2. My name is Donald Oliver. Chris Scott is still with me, and Mount Pleasant, they have done really well to come from behind, but Dunbeholden, they've really put the pressure on, especially at the start of this game, because of course they went ahead a couple of times in this one.
Yeah, twice they went ahead, and Mount Pleasant had to really dig deep and fight back in order to get that lead. So Mount Pleasant do have positives. Dunbeholden do have positives because, you know, with those quick one-touch passes, they've really gotten Mount Pleasant into trouble, Dunbeholden. But the way how Dunbeholden, you know, allowed Mount Pleasant to get back into the competition, that's the main difference. As we see Damian Hyatt, you know, former Arnett Gardens, man, he seems like he'll be going in for Williams. And he is. But it seems to be a double change.
Would have represented Jamaica twice. Damian Hyatt, the former Arnett Gardens custodian, so he will now go into the goal for Dunbeholden. One of 2 changes being made by the team from St. Catherine. Shaniki Burton is now on.
Right. He came on for Dwayne Smith, who we did see had a very good chance instead of Mar Miller to head a ball into the back of the net. About 45 minutes. Soon as we approached 45 minutes, they did have that opportunity, but Mount Pleasant have dug deep. And that man, Alwyn Harvey, has been a menace to Dunbeholden. And that spells some good trouble for Mount Pleasant. But they are leading by 3 goals to 2, Donald, and they would want to keep it this way. And we did see the table as it stands that Mount Pleasant would be on 18 points, 2 more than Tivoli Gardens, who are yet to play their final game of round 1 of this Jamaica Premier League season, powered by Digicel.
So the second half is on the way here, and Mount Pleasant in full white, of course. Still warm conditions. They'll be kicking into a strong breeze come this second half, Mount Pleasant. Let's see how that will assist them, or probably it won't. Jordan Fletcher finds the turf early. There's a hand to his face. Liston James there, or rather Chevon James, I believe, over on that far side.
Dunbeholden just needs to keep their composure. As he said, if they do lose this one, they're in a very, very precarious situation, knowing that Harborview can possibly get 3 points against Arnett Gardens. Arnett Gardens are out of the race, of course, as with 1 game left of the season, they are 7 points, well, as it stands, 6 points out of the playoff.
They are great rivals, Arnett Gardens and Harborview, so I don't think it's going to be a free passage for the Stars of the East.
No, none at all. It's going to be very difficult, and Ludlow would have to really ensure that he gets 3 points in that one.
Funny enough, it may just be an open game as well.
Maybe.
Arnett, of course, they haven't lost to Harborview in their last 5 games. So let's see what happens a little bit later on. But as far as this attack is concerned, Devontae Campbell has done well. And just that final touch was a little bit too heavy.
Yeah, that left back position for Dunbeholden has really had a torrid time facing Devontae Campbell. He has been so very effective for Mount Pleasant in this game. He has used his speed to his advantage, and he's done so very, very well.
Fletcher with the first time pass to Harvey. Or Green it was. Harvey was the one who played it back to Liston James, who is on the ball now. Wonderful ball. Campbell got a knock to his face, and the referee will stop the play now. Showing some concern, Damien Hyatt.
Yeah. Yeah, was the follow through from Dyer, the captain of Dunbeholden, and it seems that follow through seems unnatural to me. Yeah, he grabbed him after. Seems so. So Dyer needs to be careful, because if the referee Stefan Dwyer does see that, you know, Stefan Dwyer is a no-nonsense referee as well, so he would have to be careful. But he has been a menace on that right-hand side for Mount Pleasant, Devontae Campbell.
Yeah, he has. And Mark Miller now on the ball. 2 to aim for. 1 is Bygrave. I think he was in a couple of minds there on that occasion and ended up doing nothing that he wanted to do, as Saniki Burton was making that run inside the box. Powell, McCarthy. Hall got by 1, could get by Dice. Mount Pleasant trying to capitalize with a few other players out of position. But here's McCullough, and now Fletcher. Harvey. James. Lovely ball through Isaacs. Campbell back inside. Shot is blocked. Follow up. Fabulous save. Green again. Touched over by Hyatt. Double save from Damien Hyatt to keep Dunbeholden in this one.
Oh, that was very, very, very impressive from Damien Hyatt. Has come on for Dunbeholden and has made an instant impact. We talk about how skillful Devontae Campbell, very good run. And of course, Daniel Green thought he had both opportunities to really get that fourth goal for Mount Pleasant, but a very good double save by Damian Hyatt has kept this score at 3-2.
Action goes the other way. Christian wasn't the best option on that occasion. Burton was well behind the ball there. And now Mount Pleasant, they're really trying to kill this game off as a contest. Too far in front of all though, and Hyatt was sharp.
Yeah, an experienced goalkeeper like Damian Hyatt, you're not going to beat him that way. You need to basically keep those passes on the ground and just catch him off guard.
Shaquem Powell robbed of the ball. Green looking for the stylish flick over Nicoy Christian, who is pleading with the referee.
Yeah, I think Nicoy Christian has started to get frustrated in this game. It's still early in the second half and they're just down by a goal, so they can still win this Dunbeholden. So Christian needs not to be frustrated.
Harvey. Mount Pleasant, they too, they're trying to be patient in their build-up as Fletcher seeking to take on James. And James won the battle at that occasion. Goal kick to Dunbeholden, who now appear to be a little bit more urgent in possession. A draw doesn't really help
but it does
either team. But they will be in a slightly better position. But a win for Harbourview would see Dunbeholden particularly in some trouble.
Yeah, they'd really want to get this going earlier in this second half. Like I said, it's still early, but they would really want to go within the next 5 minutes or so.
Burton. Late challenge on Bygrave. Bygrave was hobbling in pain after that coming together. They really tried to manhandle Devontae Campbell now.
Yeah, and I see that Dyer, the captain, has come over to help. And that's how dangerous Devontae Campbell has been for Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, they're giving him a lot of attention.
Yeah.
Here's McPherson, who has felt the brunt from Campbell. Lovely ball inside to Burton. And deflected effort over the top. It's a corner kick to Dunbeholden.
Yeah, and Akil Clark just telling his teammate to go with Saniki Burton. You really don't want to give Saniki Burton any room to strike that goal. So he's just instructing his teammates just to go with Burton, close down the spaces, and he won't give him any chance to shoot.
6 players inside the box for Dunbeholden, and this is at the back post and it's headed away. Michaela Ritchie was there inside the area, making himself big to reach there first.
Body down, just barking instructions.
Yeah, was setting his players to get out of their own defensive third, to charge them down and not give them enough time to play around with it. And they have got back possession because of those instructions. And here is Green to Fletcher. Needs a good ball. Devontae Campbell forced to go a little wide that he wanted to. Has some space to work with Campbell. Campbell delivers! Off the bar! Was off. The defender there, Shaquille Dyer, who was trying to make the clearance. And he and his team lucky in the end. Still Mount Pleasant with it. They're really trying to kill this off as a contest. Green to Isaacs. Liston James will now pick it up. Looking for the options. Campbell played it behind James and will now go the other way. Christian will keep this in play. Christian cutting by Isaacs. Bygrave now inside the area. Doesn't have support yet. Plays it back. And it's Miller. It's wide of the mark. He himself knows that that should have been on target.
Yeah, Mark Miller would kick himself. Really would want to get that one on target. Really wanted to get that third goal for Dunbeholden. But look at the skill from Devontae Campbell. This is why Wally Downs has called him in. And I can tell you, if he's not showing it, if Wally Downs is not showing it, probably in his mind he's laughing like a mad scientist, because putting him on that side, that right-hand side for Mount Pleasant, really has made a difference for Mount Pleasant and for Wally Downs. Kevin Isaacs is down, but Wally Downs has really done himself well, putting this 17-year-old, and he's been magnificent, Devontae Campbell.
Been at the club for 3 years, Devontae Campbell.
Yeah.
He's actually related to Steve Shorty Malcolm, that wonderful Jamaica midfielder, Devontae Campbell. So he has some football pedigree in his family, with Shorty Malcolm being his uncle, and Wally Downs utilizing him well on the right-hand side. So what a find it has been to have Devontae Campbell, who would have played at the under 14 level, the number 7 for Mount Pleasant, would have played at the under 14 level in schoolboy football for St. James High before making that transition from Montego Bay to St. Anne, where he's now representing Mount Pleasant. A part of their academy, 17 years old. They have invested quite a lot in him. And as we see Mount Pleasant making a change here.
Seems to be Kevon Isaacs that will be done for the day, and Leonard Ranking, former Sandhill South Coast and Cavalier midfielder, can play that centre-back role, but mostly plays that box-to-box or central defensive midfield role, Leonard Ranking, so he'll be making his way onto the field. Dunbeholden cannot rush it and keep themselves open, because see where they've suffered.
Powell. They get a free kick on the edge of the box. Change is going to be made now. Ranking coming on for the injured Kevon Isaacs.
Yeah, they wouldn't want to risk any further injury from Kevon Isaacs. Has really done his job today. Has turned around this fight from Mount Pleasant. A very good left-footed strike from the number 15. Right-footed strike. After moments before that, causing a penalty.
Well, Dunbeholden, they have a free kick of their own. The wall is being set up by Mount Pleasant. Mark Miller is probably favoured to take this, although Decoy Christian is over there, could utilize his left foot as well. So let's see. It's in a dangerous area. Dunbeholden are trying to get back into this one. The wind is also behind him. It's Miller. And his effort was blocked. McCarthy was impeded by
Campbell.
Yep. A little bit of youthful exuberance there as he tried to get the ball, Devontae Campbell.
Nothing is wrong with that, Donald. I think you always learn from your experience, you know.
And who knows, maybe this is a little bit more favorable. It's obviously more central. Christian, and again Mark Miller behind this one.
See the distance.
33 yards out.
It seems somebody's 35-yard strike lead to a goal.
Yep. Let's see what happens here with Mark Miller all on the ground, and again the effort, charge down. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was the same player, Rankin, on both occasions, who charged down the shots.
Yeah.
And another free kick to Dunbeholden.
They're just trying to edge closer and closer, Dunbeholden.
And this one even more central.
Yeah. So they're just probably getting it into a position where they would like it. Maybe not necessarily the distance, but...
It's silly though.
Yeah.
It really is silly from Mount Pleasant to be giving up these free kicks, as this one is taken quickly inside the area. And they were still setting up the wall, Mount Pleasant, but it turned out to be wasted in the end for Dunbeholden. Probably a little bit more patience was required there, especially with the fact it didn't work out for them in the end.
None of them have worked out in the end. They tried to go directly at goal, hit into the wall. They tried to have a little dink over to the right hand side for them, the far side for them, but it hasn't worked. But if you continue to give Dunbeholden these opportunities, they might convert. So Dunbeholden needs to be careful in not committing those silly challenges.
Yep.
So they need to be calm in terms of those challenges, those 50-50 challenges, because if you continue to give Dunbeholden and they do score, you may be kicking yourself in the foot or shooting yourself in the foot, saying that we shouldn't have gone into those challenges so abrupt.
Just the one goal in it, that's the thing. Just the one goal in it. And it's really close. Mount Pleasant, they've had their chances, and I suspect that they'll have a couple more before this game is done, but Dunbeholden know that they're in it, and although they will be best served with 3 points, they know a point is better than nothing.
Point will put them in a better position, Donald. Coming up until the last game of the season. Well, not coming up, it is the last game of round 1 of the Jamaica Premier League, powered by Digicel.
Thing about it is that we'll know the top 6 after today, but after these matches, we'll look ahead to tomorrow, where we'll know the placings of those in the top 6.
Yeah.
So we'll know who faces whom in the playoffs.
Now with these coaches trying to get their teams in the playoffs.
Ranking goes long and finds Jordan Fletcher. That's a lovely ball through almost to Daniel Green. Bit of a mix-up and an easy tap in for Kesslon Hall. Mix-up at the back between Hyatt and his defenders. Hyatt did all the hard work to intercede on that occasion, but in the end, it fell in the lap of Kesslon Hall, who would make no mistake, and maybe, just maybe, this game is beyond Dunbeholden now, with Mount Pleasant leading by 4-2.
That was a complete mix-up between the captain and the goalkeeper. No amount of communication between both players. Dyer had it covered. I'm not sure as to why there was no communication between Hyatt and Dyer, but this is really going to be an uphill battle now for Dunbeholden. They've led twice in this game. Now they're down by 2 goals with 4-2 with a couple minutes left. And I did say that they needed to score early in order to get back in this game and maybe grab 3 points. But they're, based on what is happening, they're not probably going to be doing so. But Mount Pleasant, Wally Downs, I'm sure, has told them to close down the spaces, don't make it comfortable for Dunbeholden to really get into their passing game, with, of course, Nicoy Christian as their main facilitator. And they've done so well. Yes, they did let in 2 goals, but they've scored 4.
Christian on the ball, trying to thread that one through. Picked up by Mark Miller. It's saved and parried around the post by Kel Clark. The Guyanese had to move quickly to his right to deny Mark Miller his 2nd of the game. Again, Dunbeholden trying to respond quickly. They have a lot of work to do, and they're making a couple more changes. Shakeen Powell's day is done. Errol Stevens comes on. Rondy Smith is going to come on in place of Atafroy Bygrave. Ball sent inside the area, and it's headed behind again. And it's another corner kick.
Mickey Burton wanted to latch on to that one. They do need to hurry up now. They're holding. Sure, what's going on? Dice, we know he's a very vocal player.
Dice is basically saying that he's not pushing. Here's the delivery inside the area, and the header is wide of the mark. McPherson was the one who got there.
Yeah.
Couldn't quite guide it.
They want to do a better job than that, or maybe send that ball back into the crowded play and ultimately get a shot on target. But Dunbeholden needs to be more urgent now. Don't want to be too open, but you need to be more urgent closing down the spaces as what Mount Pleasant have been doing. And this is the most goals scored in a match played between these two teams.
Oh, lovely move. Again trying to utilize his space, but it was a big target to go around Shaquille Dyer. And Devontae Campbell, though, getting the corner kick for his team.
Yeah, using his speed against Shaquille Dyer, the captain for Dunbeholden, was Devontae Campbell. He's done so well in using his speed to an effective, well, somewhat effective to get Mount Pleasant into some dangerous positions. Devontae Campbell, he is down with, it seems to be a right leg injury, more so the thigh, but he's done very well to parry himself wider to that has caused Damian Hyatt to come out and command his 18, and I think that is the reason why he's had that injury, because of that collision with Damian Hyatt.
So there's a water break. No, a substitution was made, and we were discussing, we're trying to get information as if it was the same Errol Stevens that we know of, who would have represented Jamaica as well as plied his trade in Vietnam, and it is very much the same one who's making his first appearance. There he is,
yeah.
Errol Stevens, but quite a utility player, but he was living in Europe for quite a bit. Know that he has set up a business actually in Jamaica, and it's really good to see him back in the Premier League. Would have played for Arnett Gardens last time he was involved in the Premiership in Jamaica, but he was away for quite a number of years. He also represented Harbourview very early in the piece, and would have represented, or would have been a part of the Portmore United squad as well. But it's good to see Errol Stevens back in the local Premier League.
Yeah, that's the reason I asked if it was the same Errol Stevens that represented Jamaica. The face of that man looked very familiar, so that's why the question was raised. But you know, Errol Stevens back into the Jamaica Premier League, played for the likes of Harbourview, the Stars in the East, Arnett Gardens as well, Junglists. Now applying straight at his St. Catherine-based club, Dunbeholden, looking to make somewhat of a difference if they do get into the playoffs.
Not the partnership that we probably would have expected as far as player and club is concerned, but nevertheless, it really is good to see him back in the Premier League, Errol Stevens. Anyway, so he has some defending to do, he and his team, as a corner kick now for Mount Pleasant. We just had one in the entire first half, and now this one is delivered inside. The bouncing ball is cleared, although not convincingly. Stevens got a head on it, but McCullough picks it up, couldn't quite keep control. And the long ball of field intercepted by Kevin Lane.
Ken McCoy Christian will just have to stay calm. It seems to be Smith, Randy Smith, but the players overall has to stay calm.
Devontae Campbell's day is up.
Yeah, he had a very good day today. Sonny Ricketts.
So a defensive-minded change, one would think, with Osani Ricketts coming on. Here is Fletcher. Here is Hall. Pulls it across. Clearance made. Fletcher recycling the play.
I think they're maybe trying to cool things down, Mount Pleasant, but I'm not understanding why Jordan Fletcher didn't go for the one-time curling effort.
Oh, here's that back post. Daniel Green. The shot was charged down. Trying to flick that one over the top. Didn't quite work on that occasion.
Wanted to do better with that Leonard Rankin.
There's Stevens. Christian. Mount Pleasant taking their time about advancing. Green. He was offside, wasn't he? Yep, Kesland Hall.
Yeah.
And trying to make that curve run. Found himself in an offside position.
Have to be very careful in making those kind of runs if you want to be effective in coming to the other side of the defenders.
Here's Stevens. Christian committing the foul. Free kick to Mount Pleasant.
There. Come straight.
Halloween Harvey has had an outstanding game so far for Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, he's been everywhere on the field so far for Mount Pleasant, breaking up tackles, setting up plays.
He's given a free rein, and Green lays it out wide. It's with Jordan Fletcher. Fletcher tries to lay it on a platter for his teammate once more. And sometimes just want Jordan Fletcher to just be a little bit more selfish when he has the ball. On a couple of occasions in the last couple of minutes, Chance is going to beg in, and now it goes the other way. Two players inside the box to aim for. And he drives that one. Took a deflection, and it's a corner kick. It was Randy Smith there with the effort.
Yeah, he could have turned back and set up some Dunbeholden players. His teammates were making the run, and he just waited too long, and that caused Mount Pleasant to get back in their defensive shape and was able to ricochet that behind for a corner.
That wasn't the best corner kick, but he goes down in a heap, looking for a foul, Randy Smith. He'll recycle it. Ball punted long. Smith couldn't quite grasp it. Fletcher making a run out wide. Can they find him? They do. Jordan Fletcher through on goal. Fletcher! He's a deadly finisher when ready. And he fires that one in, getting his second goal of this game. And Mount Pleasant with a 5-2 advantage over Dunbeholden. There's your 7-goal thriller.
That was brilliant from Fletcher. Very good run. And Leonard Ranking, very good to read the run of Jordan Fletcher. Did very well. Tried to cover the space, Errol Stevens, but bang! What a good finish that was from Leonard, from Jordan Fletcher. Very good ball. And they tried to close down the space, but that right-footed strike was beautiful. Top pins, 5-2 Mount Pleasant. This is the type of football that Wally Downs wanted them to play. And they're doing so well.
Picking them apart,
Yeah.
Mount Pleasant, especially with the fact that they have been pressing forward Dunbeholden. And the scoreline may get out of hand if they don't try and lock up shot, but yeah, it's out of their grasp.
This is putting them at a big disadvantage, Donald, so to speak, because their goal difference is going further back.
Floated ball inside the area. Handled well by the Dunbeholden defense on this occasion.
Yeah. So they need to be careful, because if Arborview do win their game, then it's lights out for Dunbeholden. But even with this heavy defeat, if Arborview don't get a victory, they still go through. But what does that mean for the other teams playing Dunbeholden?
Here it stands.
Yeah.
Dunbeholden, of course, on 14 points.
But their goal
Mount
difference.
Pleasant on 18 points. But you see the goal difference?
-4
for Dunbeholden.
Yeah.
Rankin goes long. Green collects. That was silky smooth there. The challenge wasn't necessarily smooth, but it was effective, according to the referee. There weren't any complaints from the Mount Pleasant players. Christian looking for the runs. Finds Errol Stevens. Stevens could go out wide and does. Mark Miller collects. Miller is going to cut inside. On his right foot, tries the curler. It's wide of the mark. Didn't curl back inside enough for his liking.
Yeah, I think it started to, but then ended up just being straight, going behind. And he would have wanted more curl, and that maybe could have beaten Kill Clark, but I think Clark had that space covered. But Miller just wanted to get some consolation for Dunbeholden. But really, that has been the story of Dunbeholden. They're playing open, and I have mentioned it time and time again, Donald, that if you're playing open and you're not able to close down the spaces of Mount Pleasant, it's going to be very troublesome for you to score goals, because that is what they're doing for Dunbeholden. Mount Pleasant closing down the spaces, and those quick 1-2 passes and weighted passes at the right time. That is the reason why the score is Mount Pleasant 5, Dunbeholden 2. Dunbeholden is not patient enough, and that's why they're at such a heavy loss so far, and they still could concede more with 11.5 minutes to play.
Referee getting into the middle of some action that he will not tolerate. Free kick to Dunbeholden, taken quickly.
Yeah.
Stevens. Green. Green has Miller for company, or Dyer, sorry, for company. But he's going to go into the referee's book after tossing that one away.
Yeah.
Dyer.
Should really want to get as much time as possible to maybe get some consolations. I wouldn't say get back into this, because with 10.5 minutes to go, there seems to be another change. And it's the number 3.
Yeah. Mount Pleasant
Ladale
taking out Richie.
Yeah. And it's Keslan Hall. So the captain and one of the goal scorers, and Bushy Beckford makes his way onto the field. He can score them as well, Bushy Beckford.
2 goals to his name so far this season for Kemar Beckford.
Daniel Green will be coming off too. So there have been a couple of changes. So Prince Christie comes on for Ladale Ritchie, and Sule McCullough takes the captain's armband for the rest of the game. Gary Mills coming on for Daniel Green as well. So a couple of changes, and I believe that the reason why Wally Downs has made these changes is because he wants to preserve his players for the playoffs. I'm sure that Ladale Ritchie, Daniel Green, Keslan Hall, they're so important in the starting 11 for Mount Pleasant. They wouldn't want to risk anything. That's the reason he made those changes. So somewhat very smart from Wally Downs.
McCarthy now. McPherson. He's done really well since he's come on the park. Leonard Rankin. About that time to speak about the man of the match, and this man on the ball trying to get there is one of the leading contenders, I believe.
Yeah.
Or rather, well, it was Jordan Fletcher was looking at initially.
Two players I have in mind, but I would give it to Jordan Fletcher. Jordan Fletcher and
Alwyn
Harvey.
Yep.
Yeah, those are the two players that I really believe were very important and instrumental in Mount Pleasant coming back twice, and has built an unassailable lead in this game against Dunbeholden. But I would give it to Jordan Fletcher just by a nudge because of his dangerous runs on that right-hand side for them, and those brilliant runs in between the spaces that has caused some problems for Dunbeholden. And he's got a goal, 2 goals for his troubles, and both goals are him running into those spaces. He was quick to that ball with Andre Dice, and also made that beautiful run in between the centre back and the left back for Dunbeholden, and got a beautiful goal as well. So when you take into that account, of course, Jordan Fletcher giving them the lead for the first time in the game, that 3-2 lead, and then it was just all downhill for Dunbeholden against Mount Pleasant. But I have said time and time again, when you're playing the last game of the season, you would want to make a statement heading into the playoffs, and by any indication, this is a statement from Mount Pleasant that watch out, we're coming.
Alwyn Harvey is off the field temporarily.
So if Wally Downs, well, I believe he might have used all his substitutions. If he had used all his substitutions, it's a pity. If he hasn't, I would take off Alwyn Harvey, because as I said, he's been so important for Mount Pleasant, especially in this game. He wouldn't want to risk anything, so he did come off a while ago for a little ankle injury. And little niggle, nothing big. Donald, when you really look at it, this is the most goals either team have scored against each other.
I think I said earlier that Prince Christie had come on, but it's actually Gary Mills who has come on for Mount Pleasant.
Prince Christie came on for Ladale Ritchie.
Ball over the top. Lovely find. James pulls it across, or did quite do so, into the side netting.
Mount Pleasant quite comfortable, especially in the second half. They've been so good in the second half. Mount Pleasant done well, find those pockets of spaces. Just wanted to go into the first half leading 3-2. They did. And I know that Harold Thomas is not pleased with how his team has performed. The first 20 minutes or so, they did pretty well, passing the ball quickly.
It was always going to be difficult for them to keep that up, though.
Right.
The pace, the momentum. And I think Wally Downs knew that his side always had the quality to get back into this fixture. And they did come back. Once you have the methods in place, even if the course of the match is going against you, you still have every bit of confidence in those methods.
And I think that's what Wally Downs brings to this team. He's not, he's not panicking. He's calm, just wants them to play their game, and look at what he's been doing. He said he's finally seeing them playing the game that he wants them to play.
Okay, Clark will now seek some assistance from off the bench, the goalkeeper.
I think maybe his boots,
Maybe.
based on his motion.
The Golden Jaguars. There's Ghana's national football team. Used to play for Western Tigers and Fruta Conquerors back in Ghana. So he came to Jamaica and to Mount Pleasant in particular, having signed a contract in 2020. Chris Clark actually made his Ghana national football team debut in May of 2011. That was in a friendly against Barbados. So he was eager to play some football, which is why he came to Jamaica. I'm sure all those in Ghana looking on, rooting for him. His team on the verge of cementing their playoff spot at the very least here.
Yes, could possibly get that automatic qualifying spot. Mount Pleasant.
Dunbeholden on the verge of suffering their first loss since the 4th round.
That says something about how they've been playing. 4th round of matches, if my calculation is correct. That's 5 games without a loss. That's impressive by any stretch of the imagination. That's why they're in a playoff position.
And they hope to be there at the end of today.
Yeah.
With Harbourview playing Arnett-Gans, they're hoping that Arnett-Gans will do them a favour.
But I think Harbourview is really chomping at the bit to get those crucial 3 points.
Yeah, destiny's in their hands, right?
Yeah.
Destiny is in the hands of both these two teams, and Mount Pleasant, they've taken it.
Taking the bull by the horn. Some very good goals.
Ball played out wide. Fletcher, lovely touch inside. And that really just utilizes his strength more often than not.
Liston James not mad about it, just getting back into defense because he knew, with the surface, the artificial turf. And Dyer, a very strong fella. Biggie build. Never want to argue with those 50-50 challenges.
McPherson. Miller. He got there first in Mills. Mills has Beckford in front of him. Beckford again. Could not get the better of Shaquille Dyer.
Shaquille Dyer has been called into question many times in the past 10 minutes or so. because Mount Pleasant have been so smooth in terms of their passing game.
Now the ball over the top. Stevens trying to get there, and it's put behind for a corner kick to Dunbeholden.
Just really want to put the pressure on. 5 minutes added by the fourth official. Had a couple of stops. A couple of players in the second half had to be taken off momentarily. That's the reason why the 5 minutes are added on. But Donald, this one has really gotten them back up in terms of that favorite tag.
Oh yeah, this performance. Not well handled by Clark. Trying to turn and shoot. That wasn't bad at all. They were appealing for a handled ball. But Rondy Smith took that one down expertly.
Yeah.
And then fired that one on target. Clark is apologizing for his initial attempt at catching the ball.
Yeah. Very well done by Rondy Smith. Collected, turn and fired.
Here's a corner kick again, this time at the near post, and Clark catches it at the second attempt.
Yeah.
Again, not too convincing, but it'll do.
Punched it first and realized that his defender was covering, so he wanted to collect it just to ensure that they have some time on the ball.
Header flicked on inside the box. There's a whistle. And infringement called against Dunbeholden. Free kick to Mount Pleasant.
Pleasant just asserting themselves, and as I said before the start of the season, they were tipped as favorites to win not only the trophy, but win the have that top spot. And they won't get that top spot, but I think that that favorites tag might be tipping back into their favor. If all goes well, they really can win it all, Mount Pleasant, and this performance shows it.
Mills. Oh, nicely done from Mills. And this one is brilliantly saved from Hyatt. Harvey, Rankin, Beckford couldn't get by Dyer. Harvey with a challenge, kept in play. Beckford, Rankin. Treating like a training session now in doing the passes over the top, looking for James. And Dyer places it out to Burton, to Stevens, who may have done some damage, probably twisting his ankle, trying to control that one. Stays on the turf. Well, the referee has called time a minute earlier, but he has seen enough, and Mount Pleasant has done enough to seal their place in the playoffs of the Jamaica Premier League, powered by Digicel. 5 goals to 2.